What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another East Texas trucker video. I know it's been a while. Talked to you guys about a month ago about my first week at RTI, doing the Target dedicated Teams account. So I've got some details now on how the first month went. I got 4 weeks of paychecks under my belt here. I've kind of figured out how things run on this account, so let's get into it. So as y'all can probably see right now, I'm not in the truck. I'm in a hotel. I have been for about 5 days now. Got in here. Let's see. Today is the 27th, Monday. Got here on Thursday. Unfortunately, my teammate got sick over our break. We went home for 1 week, and so he ended up getting COVID, and we didn't know until like a couple days into coming back from home time. So we ended up both having to quarantine. Once we found out, I tested negative, and I just got my second negative test in today, so I'm good to go. I might be returning to work tomorrow. Not totally sure. Might be running solo for a couple of days until he gets back. But we should be getting back to normal here pretty soon. I'm getting sick and tired of sitting in here. I'm sure, as you all know, it's nice to get like a breather here and there, but once you get past like 3 days, it just starts to get old, and it's not fun. So I'm ready to get back to work, get back running. So anyway, back to how the first month went. It was very successful. We ran really good miles, made good money. I figured it was going to work out, but it definitely did. So I've got a breakdown here of each week by week, paycheck wise. Now, we ran a total of 4 weeks, but the way our paychecks kind of broke down, y'all know how it is. The pay periods don't always align with how much you run on your 70, so they kind of got broken up in that sense. But if you average it all together, you can kind of create an accurate picture of how much you made per week. If you're not just looking at just what you made from the paycheck. So anyway, so let me see here. So I went to work for RTI first load on August 13th, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, Friday, August 13th. What a way to start, right? We worked 4 weeks straight, with resets, obviously, till September 10th. We went home. That was our last load. So 28 days solid. And my total gross for that period, if I added in all my paychecks for the time that we ran, total gross was $14,286. So that's before taxes and before any insurance. Don't have insurance yet because we're still getting that set up. You know how it is, new company, takes a little bit. And then obviously taxes are going to depend on the state that you live in. I know, because I live in Texas, I don't have income tax, So mine's going to be higher than some people, like my teammate. His is lower because he doesn't live in Texas, or his gross is lower, or take home at before or after taxes. So it's going to vary, but I am losing probably about 23 to 25% of my paycheck to taxes, which is a sizable amount. And when I looked at it, it's actually more is coming out of my paychecks now than I was making on average per week at Swift just a little less than 5 months ago, even. So crazy turnaround. It just tells you how quickly our industry got a ton of pressure points on it as for pay. And, there's all the things going on with the supply chain issues, employment demand. There's a lot of people that are not working. They're just going home. So, a lot of the transportation industry, right, is hurting. Warehousing side's hurting. So companies out there are paying like 20 to 30% more for the same position right now than they were like 6 to 7 months ago, even. So those opportunities are certainly out there. This one wasn't floating around very long when I hopped on it, so they're out there. Keep the lookout. They're there. If I broke it down by day, my gross pay was $510 a day, or $3,571 a week. So obviously these are crazy good numbers for W-2 company driver. These aren't going to last forever, because right now we're getting a 24-cent bonus until we get up to $10,000 as a sign-on bonus. So once that wears off, we'll be making probably like 28, 29, $3,000 a week. Probably be a safe estimate. So right now we're getting like a ridiculous rate, like $1.20 a mile, which is ridiculous, right? But once that bonus wears off, it'll be down to 94 cents a mile, I believe. So as for the work itself, it's been quite an adjustment to being a team driver. I actually thought it was going to be a lot rougher starting out, but I adjusted to it pretty quick. And I will chalk that up to my comfort and just relative ease with my teammate. I know him fairly well. I felt like I did, and I feel like I trusted his driving ability, and so I was able to sleep a lot better than I thought. And sleep is really important for me to be able to do my job effectively. So as a result, I was able to have a better transition, an easier transition into team driving on this account than I thought it was going to happen. So I'm glad that worked out well. It's definitely hard work. You're running and gunning. It's a different lifestyle. You're not getting out of the truck much. There is time periods here and there, like the way we run from Cedar Falls, Iowa, the Target distribution center there, across I-80, I-76 down to Denver, and we do store deliveries in the Denver area. So, lots of miles, very desolate, empty areas. There's not a lot of traffic. The only traffic we experience is in Omaha and Des Moines, really, and it's really not bad compared to some other big cities. You drive through as a truck driver if you're OTR. So it really hasn't been too bad. Like it's more of an endurance thing, honestly. You're fighting yourself. You're fighting your ability to keep your attention focused on the road. You're fighting, drowsiness and sleepiness. So it's really important you sleep good. Um, I drink a coffee every day because it keeps me all there for the 10 to 11 hours that I drive. Additionally, something that um, we learned the hard way was you really have to keep a schedule driving as a team, because if you just do like we did the first month and you're just driving your clock out because you want to get as much miles as you can, uh, that isn't going to work out too good. Your clocks are going to start shifting, and every day you're going to be shifting your schedule around 2 or 3 hours, and it's not good for your body. And we encountered that firsthand, so we were getting kind of pretty tired. We were getting pretty worked out on that. So when we came back from home time, we committed. We're keeping a running like 12-hour schedule, from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., or 4 to 4. And that has been a lot better. Just even if, we've still got 2 hours of drive time left, we switch out. Like, we stick to our schedule so our body knows when we need to go to sleep. And that's made it a heck of a lot easier. So it's definitely a different lifestyle, but if you do it smart and you're disciplined about how you're driving, how you're managing your schedule, it's very doable. If you're a dedicated person to driving, if you really like it, you really enjoy it, it's very doable. It's not too much of a strain, I feel like. I will say, initially coming into this, I am committing to drive here at least a year to a year and a half until I get to my 3-year mark, because I'm looking at potentially getting my own truck, because the money I'm making here is going to allow me to save up to eventually go that route if I want to. But I'm being very cautious about starting any of that because of current climate with government legislation is looking like it's not friendly towards owner-operators. It's getting harder and harder for you guys out there to work and do the same job. So, I don't know. I might end up staying here longer than I'm thinking. Just the thing I really feel like I am sacrificing here is my health, temporarily, because it's just, unless you really commit, you're not getting much physical activity. There's just not the time. The truck's always moving, So I'm sure there's guys out there that do it, but hey, props to y'all, because it takes crazy discipline. Like, shoot, working out, getting your grind on it's hard enough on its own, but doing it, in a team driving schedule or just a regular truck driving, it takes commitment. You really need to have discipline to do that. So props to you guys out there to do that. I'm really excited still about this account. It's a great money lane, just crazy good miles. Target has been a pretty good customer to work with so far. They are pretty strict on the way they do things. They're not crazy, like, they don't have like a crazy list of things. Although I will say, when I first came here, it looked like a lot, but it took me about a week to kind of get adjusted to it, and now it feels like, it makes sense to me, to the way they do it. So, it was a little daunting at first, but got used to it. Doing the store deliveries in Denver, the guys that I and gals that I communicate and work with at the stores when I make deliveries have been great. No really any issues there. A couple stores are slow every now and then, but like that's to be expected. But way better than Walmart, I will say. Um, we generally do early morning deliveries, somewhere between 6 to 10 a.m. Um, in Denver metro area. Um, and it is refrigerated freight again. It's mostly frozen and like not necessarily produce, but just like food, I guess. They have some produce, but not a lot. So that's pretty much all we haul. And so it's generally like we got 3 zones on the trailer. But the way they do it in these trailers, actually, they divide it down the middle. They have dividers that go the length of the trailer almost. And it's actually a lot easier to unload that way. Having like your frozen on one side and your refrigerated on the other, which is kind of nice. But it's usually like negative 15, 36, 36, something like that. Really straightforward. Real easy for us and the stores to manage that and get it done quickly without much error. So only thing I have to mess with is the bulkheads, moving those. What else is there? The trailers, they're decent quality. I've had some issues with the tandems on some of these trailers that don't slide, which is annoying because we are driving, I-80 in Nebraska, Iowa, I-76 in Colorado. It's very windy. Like the whole way is windy, and not being able to slide the tandems back can be a problem. That I would say is honestly the biggest negative of this thing is we have to deadhead back empty to the DC, 780 miles, which is going to be getting more and more dangerous as we get more into the winter. So that's something I'm concerned about. I'm going to be watching. I think we're just going to have to slow it down. Like our truck's going to go 68. We're probably just going to slow it down to like 63, 62 a lot more often. Supposedly we get backhauls from Miller Coors sometimes, but we haven't had that happen yet. Let's see. But yeah, it's been an overall great experience. I knew coming into RTI I'd get treated pretty well. They'd have similar, like they have management crossover from TLI, so I felt pretty comfortable that we'd get taken care of, and I was not disappointed. They've taken care of us. They cover pretty much everything, any expenses that you have to deal with, like this hotel I'm in right now, obviously they covered. Fuel reimbursements. I drive from home up here for the time being so I can bring my cat. They cover the gas all the way up here and back home for the time being. They've definitely gone above and beyond that from our expectations, so that's a good thing. So if you guys are looking for a company that will treat you well and pay very well, RTI has a lot of opportunities that I think will be good for company drivers, depending on where you live, obviously. And it's very much a dedicated only company. They technically have OTR, but like 90% of their freight is dedicated. So check them out if you're looking. Sorry it took so long getting the video out. It's just been a wild, like, last 10, 12 days. I'm looking forward to get back on the road, and I guess I'll give you guys another update down the road on how it goes. But it's pretty steady. It's steady work, and it doesn't change a whole lot. But it'll be interesting to see how this winter goes. I'll tell you that. So I'll try to take some footage. Get a dash cam or something for the winter, because I know there's going to be some crazy things happening on I-80. in the winter, as it always is. So we'll see. Thank you guys again for checking out the channel and my videos. I hope it helps in some way and gets information out there. And appreciate all you guys. Take care.